me and the Jamaica Labour Party firm and strong. I pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Stand up, Labour Rights. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Labour Rights are proud of their party. But I pray to God to continue to keep me and the Jamaica Labour Party firm and strong. I pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Stand up, Labour Rights. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Labour Rights are proud of their party.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Jamaica, nobody fuss, no, nobody fight. We did a for the labor right. No shaky boat because a woman will like. We did a for the labor right. The river come down green, it's a pretty and bright. The way me love shower in a green, me baptize labor right. Right now me nah worry about visa, cause we got one of the greatest leader. Me nah run way, go a foreign like triple X and go beef gravel leg out a freezer. Bout ya fit on green like Tracina. I will say no, we are freeze to the teachers. We have the prettiest women like Anne-Marie Vaz and Venetia. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Oh no, see center, my servant center. You know, send our doctors did have to use garbage bag. Yo, does you go like an member? No blessings that flow like river. Every bad prayer return to sender. Dr. Cole and Blair teeth drop out from when PMP never of Jesus. We shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory.
Good morning, Liberates, and good morning to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive, and now the voice of the Westmoreland people. Good morning, my people. Good morning, and big up to the P6 Nation and the P6 crew. Now, we're going to talk about security this morning and how Jamaica is being transformed by the Jamaica Labour Party. But before we get into all of that, we are going to do the shout-outs. But before I get to the shout-outs, let me just tell persons who are asking in the comment section where to find the song. Big up Mr. Vegas for the audio. You can find the audio on Mr. Vegas's Facebook page. It is not copywritten, so you can use it in your in your vlogs, or you can use it however you please. But it is not copywritten. But it is on his YouTube page. So his Facebook page. So go on Facebook and you will just scroll down and you will see a Jamaica flags with a bell on it or something similar to that. Mark Victory. The song is called Victory. See? So that is how you find that song for persons who keep asking in the comment section. See? And big up Mr. Vegas again. One of the stalwarts, one of the champions out there championing the cause of the Jamaica Labour Party. So let's roll out the shout outs, my people. So Patricia Dan, big up yourself. Rohan, big up yourself, my boss. John, big up yourself, John Sills. Charmian, big up yourself, good morning. Good morning to my beautiful wife, good morning, baby. Sharon, big up yourself, Sharon. And Lenworth, big up yourself, my boss. Remember, guys, if you want a shout out, comment something in the comment section, as this is not TikTok, so I can't click and see the list of persons watching. You can't see who is watching on YouTube. It is anonymous. See? Good morning, PB. Big up yourself as well. There's 19 of us here already. As the live grow, please remember to hit the three dots in the right hand corner of the screen and hit the thumbs up button. Do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. We are on the road to 8K, and the sooner I can get there, the better. Now, we're going to get into the statistics today as it relates to security. But before we go there, I want to say that for 19 years of my life, I grew up in a volatile Jamaica. A Jamaica that, plenty of us would have lost loved ones. I can remember going to high school, and this is one of my most vivid memory. At 14-year-old, one of my schoolmates was gunned down. I remember at 14-year-old, I remember going to his funeral and, as a part of a choir, a class choir, and that stood out in my memory till this day. And not only was he my classmate, he was actually my neighbor as well, growing up in Russia, and he was gunned down down there. So many of us can attest to. I've lost countless amount of family members to gun violence as well. I've lost other friends, other schoolmates to gun violence as well. So plenty of us can attest to that. Today we are seeing a brand new Jamaica emerging. Jamaica is becoming peaceful again. It's becoming safe again. Now, when the PNP took over the government in 1972, murders was coming down. Well, murders was coming from 100 and odd murders for the year. And by the time the 1976 election came around, murders was in the hundreds of murders. By the time Edward Seaga got the government back in 1980, murders was on its way up to 1,000. I believe for that year it was 800 and something. Somebody can correct me. By the time Edward Seaga took back government in 1980, murders were up 800 and odd for the year. By the time Edward Seaga left government in 1989, he had slashed that into half. Murders was at 400 and something for the year. PNP took over in 1989, and every year since 1989 leading up till 2019, probably 2020-ish, we start seeing a glimmer of hope around 2020, 2021. We start seeing a little reduction, 5%, 7%, 9%. Now we are seeing big numbers, and we will get into the numbers. This government has been chipping away at it since then, and since 2016 actually. They have been putting into place all of the stuff that they need to drive it down, because the PNP knew what the issues were. They knew what the issues were to fix that, but they had no interest in fixing that, because as long as Jamaica is volatile, as long as they can be scaremongers, as long as there's something for them to keep us scared, we will always vote for them. And for lack of education, our people, we are not educated politically in Jamaica, and that is causing a big problem. This is why we have been choosing the PNP for many years, and they have not served us well. So in 2010, when the Tivoli incursion happened, the government realized that they could use the states of emergency to drive down the crime rate and drive fear into the criminals. Andrew Holness, who would have taken over from Bruce Golden then, would have reached out to Peter Bunting, to join with him to go after the criminals and the hoodlums and the gangs from then. So if Peter Bunting had agreed back then, Jamaica probably would have been experiencing a long-lasting peace up till this point. But Peter Bunting refused, because, if Labour had fixed crime from then, it would have caused a problem for the PNP getting re-elected. So they refused to help us. Leading up to the last 3 years, leading up to the last 5 years, the government has been using the states of emergencies. They have draft emergency legislation to use zones of special operations. and they have been using that along with other things to drive down the crime rate. And the PNP who votes, they voted for all of these states of emergencies and then still took the government to court to say that the government was doing something illegal. We don't want a bigger set of hypocrite than that. So everything is political for the PNP. Before I get any further, guys, there's 62 of us. Please hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen. Hit the thumbs up button and get me to at least 30 thumbs up. Please. The 50 is the target for every life. Labor rights and PNP and Jamaicans, whoever is on here. We ask for 50 thumbs up per live. So if you can hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of your screen, hit the thumbs up button. That will help to promote the live so I see the live. Right? So we are getting us some numbers this morning. And we are experiencing a low in Jamaica never seen before. So let's get into it, my people. And these are the crime stats. Every so often I do one of these lives and I go on the Jamaica Constabulary Force website. So this is where you can find the stats. These are things that you're not seeing on TVJ, you're not seeing on CVM, you're not seeing it with the Jamaica Gleaner. The Observer barely carry stuff like these. So us the bloggers, we have make it a point of our duty to come and give the numbers to the people to let them know what is actually happening. And all these are statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So these are the same people that records the numbers when they're going up. These are the same people now that is saying that the numbers are going down. See? And Rainbow Princess said JLP in power for 9 years and no do a thing. Time come. I guess you don't see the Cornwall Regional Hospital being upgraded. I guess you haven't seen the new Children and Adolescent Hospital. I guess you haven't seen the Montego Bay bypass. I guess you haven't seen the 11 different highway projects that this government is doing. I guess you haven't seen the new highway built in Clarendon. I guess you haven't seen, the highway built in St. Thomas. I guess you haven't seen the St. Thomas Urban Center. I guess you haven't seen the new fire station in Montego Bay. I guess you haven't seen the $2 billion that has been spent on police vehicle. I guess you haven't seen the $9 billion spent altogether in upgrading the police, building new police station, upgrading the older ones, buying new equipment for police, getting the police, security apparatus up and running, new new radio network. I guess you haven't seen the courthouses being fitted with Wi-Fi and air condition and upgraded in most cases. I guess you haven't seen the new courthouse opening in St. Thomas. I guess you haven't seen the Brown Brook, the ground broken at Brown Brook to build a urban center there. I guess you haven't seen the new airport built in St. Mary. Is it St. Mary? The third airport. I guess you haven't seen that. I guess you haven't seen the expansion at Sangster International Airport. I guess you haven't seen the expansion at Norman Manley International Airport. I guess you haven't heard about the fourth airport coming to Westmoreland. I guess you haven't heard about the $25 billion water project coming from Chilani into St. James, from St. James into Hanover, from Hanover into Westmoreland. I guess you haven't heard of that. I guess you haven't heard about the 336 health centers that is being upgraded by the health minister, and one is open every other day. I guess you haven't heard nothing at all who that person was. Rainbow Princess. I guess you haven't heard about all of the new school blocks, because we don't need to build brand new schools in most cases. Big up yourself, Alex, for the gift. Big up yourself, Alex. Much respected and much appreciated. I guess you haven't heard about the new school buses. I guess you haven't heard about the new JUTC buses. I guess you haven't heard about the 11 different water parks that this government is building. We see the Harmony Beach Park and 10 others to come. Plenty of them on the way already. I guess you haven't seen that they are going to break ground for a new KPH hospital. I guess you haven't seen the work that is going on at the UE hospital. You haven't seen the work that is going on at the Jubilee Hospital. You haven't seen the work that is going on at the Spanish Town Hospital. I guess you haven't seen the work that is going on, what you call it? The place called again. Not Brownbrook. I said that already. Where the place in where them just open? The Garmex. I guess you haven't seen the Garmex factory reopen. So anyway, we'll get into the stats. We can go on for days. There's plenty of things. I guess you haven't seen the part program, the upgraded part program. You haven't seen the lift program. I guess you haven't seen the heart program, where you can go to heart, get a skill, and get paid to go to heart. There's plenty of things going on in Jamaica. Social pension for persons. The government is just doling out a new program where if you are one of the people that is deemed to be left behind, there is some money out there for you. So I guess, and I will be coming back to talk about that project. It is a new project. It is not live yet, but we are getting the specifics and we will be doling that out to the people shortly. Rainbow Princess, you don't have any dirty laundry if you go wash. Bad mind, PNP. I don't take that with this. Sometimes they don't know if it's true, you know. Sometimes they don't know if it's true. I guess she haven't seen, I'm assuming it's a girl, because we'll heap of fish in her PNP, you know. I guess she haven't seen that we have taken down the money that Jamaica owe to debtors, you know. So, as it is PNP, I'm going to simplify it. The money that we owe to people that we borrow from Rainbow Princess, this government has taken it down from 120% to 68%. So that have left room, you know, for us to spend and spend our own money now, so we don't have to really borrow a lot. So let's get into the statistics now, my people. So I'm going to go division by division, right? So last year in 2024, in Westmoreland, up to this point, 55 persons was murdered last year. So far in Westmoreland this year, only 21 murders was committed. You know, so we have saved 34 lives and we are experiencing a 61.8% reduction in Westmoreland this year. Hanover, last year we saw 28 murders in Hanover. Up to the same period, this year we have only seen 8 murders in Hanover. I remember Hanover, one of the hot spots, my people, where a lot of murders was going on. You know, the scammer them had moved into Hanover and they have sought to destroy Hanover. Now we are seeing Hanover redeeming itself. So last year, Hanover up to this point, and we are moving into the 7th month soon, my people. So, you know, it is a massive reduction in murders. Right? So Hanover, 28 last year, 8 so far this year, we saved 20 lives. And Hanover is experiencing 71.4 reduction in murders. Now, St. James, last year up to this point, see, recorded 73 murders in St. James last year up to this point. So far this year, St. James has only recorded 26 murders. So we are seeing a 47 lives saved, and we are seeing a 64.4% reduction in St. James. Chilani recorded 12 murders up to this point last year. So far this year, they have only recorded 6, and they're seeing a 50% reduction in Chilani. St. Anne's recorded 32 murders last year up to this period. So far, they recorded 22, and they saved 10 lives. That is a 31.3 reduction in murders in St. Anne's. See? St. Mary recorded 13 murders last year up to this point. So far they recorded 12. So, you know, they need to do a bit of work in St. Mary. They've saved 1 life. 1 life saved is still, you know, a life saved. They're experiencing a 7.7 reduction in murders in St. Mary. Portland is in problems, my people. Portland recorded 6 murders up to this point last year. So far this year they've recorded 7. So they have had 1 more killing up to the period, and they are seeing a 16.7 uptick in killing in Portland. So we don't know what going on in Portland. Portland is usually the most parish in Jamaica, and you know we have seen over, you know, since this year something drastic. Since I Sprat Backerman gone down as Portland, all of a sudden all kind of killing start going on Portland. And that that's how me I go put him. I don't care who wants to say Ray, but that's how me I put it. See? Anyway, remind me that we're at Portland. Let me just read 2 comments and then we'll get back to it. So we're at Portland. Andrew say Rainbow Princess, you don't have any dirt. Oh, we watch read that already. Mary Puppet say them cannot see Mark stand up right in front of them. Lucius say we really have to admit the government is trying very hard. I give credit. Big up yourself, Lucius. You know the PNP them, something wrong with them. Elsa says self-sufficiency is the answer. Well, we will get there one day. We can't sustain ourselves yet. And you know, in a not way you do, you can't sustain yourself. Government is involved in every single part of our life, Elsa. You know, so one day you might have enough money, but you still have to deal with government. See? Noble, Kate Noble say she can't see she have bad eye. Well, Damien Crawford did say it. Charmian say in Spanish Town, businesses are now reopening. New businesses are being established. People are now enjoying peace for once in lives. Yes, you know, I can tell you that we are experiencing a peace in Westmoreland as well, and I much appreciate that. You know. Andrea Shaw Shaw, the fire station in Mobile. Yes, I did say that. And big up yourself in Cochetta. Now let's get back to the stats. I was in Portland, right? So St. Elizabeth experienced up to this point last year 18 murders. So far they have only experienced 6 murders. So the 12 lives have been saved, and their experience a 66.7 reduction in murders in St. Elizabeth. Manchester recorded 21 murders to the same period last year. So far this year, they have recorded only 12 murders. So they are seeing a 42.9% reduction in murders. Manchester. So let me just say this to you. Now the PNP want to say that they're not giving the government any credit. And it is clear that this is a strategic move by the government. You know. And we can say that because we are seeing a reduction in almost every police division. So it has to be, you know, something that is concerted. It was a concerted effort. We cannot, you know, allow the PNP to come back and disrupt this kind of progress because they had 20 years almost to do it and they did nothing. And it is on record. You know, we know what they're about already. And when they had the chance, they did not do anything. They did not do it. And that is the absolute fact, my people. There's 102 of us, guys. Wanna get me to 50 thumbs up now? Wanna get me to 50 thumbs up? Get me to 50 thumbs up. Hit the 3 that's in the right hand corner of the screen. Hit the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. And this live, my people, for people who are new, who are just coming, you know, we deal with factual information. Whatever I tell you about, I can tell you where to find it. And this statistic that I am quoting from, it is from the Jamaica Constabulary Force website. So just type in Jamaica Constabulary Force. When the website come up, click on statistics and you will see what I am reading. So you don't have to believe me, you don't have to take my word for it. Take the JCF word for it. It's them that records every year when murders was going up, and it is them today that is recording when murders are going down. Where were we? We were at Manchester, right? So Clarendon experienced 35 murders to the same period last year. This year so far, they have recorded only 20 murders. They are seeing also a 42.9% reduction in Clarendon. Kingston Eastern recorded 33 murders last year to the same period this year. So far this year, they've only recorded 10 murders. They are experiencing a 69.7% reduction in murders in Kingston Eastern. Kingston Central recorded 15 murders up to the period last year. And so far, they have recorded only 10 murders. And they are seeing a 33.3% reduction in Kingston Central. Kingston Western recorded 27 murders to the same period last year. So far, they have recorded 21. 6 lives have been saved, and they are seeing a 22.2 reduction in Kingston Western. St. Andrew Central to the same period last year recorded 35 murders. So far, they have only experienced 17 murders, and they are seeing a 51.4% reduction in murders. Now, you don't hear the news going through the stats like this, my people. So, we the bloggers, we come and give you the raw data and tell you what the figures are. And, we are seeing a reduction across the island-wide. Wanna get me to 50 thumbs up now, man? My people, for me have to spring chief phone and bite out some of the neck ching. Just hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of your screen. It is a vertical live. So hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of your screen. Hit the thumbs up button and get me to 50 thumbs up. That is what we ask for per live. Just 50 thumbs up. You don't have to add no more. Where were we? Kingston Central. Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me who is the member of parliament for St. Andrew South? May I go in a minute? You tell me who is the member of parliament for St. Andrew South, my people? Can anybody tell me who is the member of parliament for St. Andrew South? Anybody know who is the member of parliament for St. Andrew South in Jamaica? Wanna get me to 50 thumbs up now, man, my people. Wanna get me to 50 thumbs up. Hit that in the right hand corner of the screen. Hit the thumbs up button. And do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. This is the best I've seen Jamaica. Big up the JLP and Andrew. Big up yourself, Mirella. See? Charmian say, Nicardo Williams named the good that the PNP did for Jamaica. I'll pay you. These PNP, them have PNP in power for 18 years and done a lot for Jamaica. Better Jamaica vote PNP. And this, we'll see people like this. We have to wonder if they actually retarded. Sorry, I don't love to use the word upon YouTube. If something is wrong with them. Big up yourself for the Alex Brown for the gift. DUJON, a Jonestown, me from. And from 1991 until now, it's pure gang war taking place around that is St. Andrew South. So, the member of parliament for St. Andrew South is none other than Bucky Massa himself. See? So, for people who don't know, St. Andrew South is led by none other than Bucky Massa. Now, listen to this. Last year, to the same period, Bucky Massa constituency recorded 43 murders. This year, they recorded 43 murders. It is the only constituency in Jamaica that is not seeing a reduction. It is the only one that's not seeing a reduction, Bucky Massa's constituency. And at this man, you don't want to come back. You don't feel a dog in a hat. You better move up on the PNP with the panel live and carry on with yourself. You frozy. Move and go. Anyway, St. Andrew North saw for the same period last year 30 murders. This year they have experienced 16. We are seeing a 46.7 reduction in murders in St. Andrew North. St. Catherine North experienced 39 murders so far last year. So far this year they've recorded 27. They're seeing a 30.8 reduction in murders in St. Andrew North. St. Catherine North, sorry. St. Catherine South is seeing up to the period last year seeing 44 murders. This year they have seen 30 murders. They're experiencing a 31.8% reduction in murders. And St. Thomas experienced 7 murders last year to the same period. And this far they have recorded 8 murders. So we are seeing 2 or 3 constituencies that is having an uptick in murders. But it is slim. So they are seeing a 14.3 uptick They have recorded one murder compared to the same period last year. So murders for this period up to this period last year at a grand total as 566 murders in 2024 up to this period. So far, we have experienced 322 murders up to the same period, and 242 lives have been saved. Overall, that is a 43.1% reduction in killings in Jamaica. Now we are going to get to shootings. See, so last year, same period, Westmoreland experienced 58 shootings altogether to the same period. This year, 27. Hanover experienced 32 shootings last year to the same period. This year, only 13. St. James recorded 67 shootings to the same period last year. So far this year, they have only experienced 26 shootings. Chilani experienced 7 shootings last year. Same period this year, 3 shootings. See? St. Anne recorded 23 shooting, and to the same period this year, 21. St. Mary experienced 28 shooting to the same period this year, only 8. Portland experienced 1 shooting to the same period last year. This year they've recorded 4 already to the same period. So we are seeing, an uptick in Portland, and we need to get that under control. Portland is one of my favorite parishes out of Jamaica. I love Portland. I love going to Portland. It's kind of far, about 5-hour drive from Westmoreland, but I love going to Portland. I don't mind the driving. St. Elizabeth experienced 14 shooting. So far this year they have only experienced 7. Manchester to the same period last year experienced 18 shooting. So far they have only experienced 11. Clarendon experienced 36 shooting last year to the same period. This year they have only experienced 19. See? Let me read the commenter. Greetings and salutations to everyone. I hope you all are looking to have a great weekend. Peace, unity, and love. Choose Jamaica. One Jamaica land we love. Big up yourself, Prudence. And big up yourself, Father Dark Knight. I see you popping in. Guys, we are 9 thumbs up away from hitting the target for the live. We ask for 50 thumbs up per live. So it is a vertical live. Hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen and hit the thumbs up button and get me to 50 thumbs up, please. Charmaine said, choose Jamaica, say no to PNP. Yeah. Where was I? Kingston Eastern experienced 24 shootings to the same period last year. This year so far, they have experienced 21 shootings. That is a bit high, so the powers that be in Kingston Eastern need to, turn up the pressure a little bit. Kingston Central experienced 12 shooting to the same period last year. So far this year they have only experienced 7. Kingston Western experienced 30 shooting up to this period last year. So far they have only experienced 11. And 17, not 11. 17. St. Andrew Central experienced 18 shooting to the same period last year. So far this year they have experienced 16 shooting, so just 2 less. So that is a bit high as well. They need to do something about that as well. Mark Golden constituency again, my people. Last year to the same period, Mark Golden constituency recorded the most murder, the most shooting in Jamaica last year. So far, so the same period last year, Mark Golden constituency recorded 53 shootings up to this period. So far this year they have recorded 48 shootings, and that is the highest amount of shooting in the country so far. St. Andrew North experienced 34 shooting to the same period last year. So far this year they have only recorded 30. St. Catherine North recorded 25 shootings to the same period last year, and so far they have recorded 27. St. Catherine South recorded 45 shootings last year to the same period, and so far they have recorded 32 shootings so far. St. Thomas recorded 8 shootings last year, and they are breaking even this year. They have recorded 8 shootings this year already. So altogether 518 shooting up to this period last year. So far we are seeing 345 shootings this year. So 173 less shootings, and the grand stats for that is 33.4 reduction in shootings in Jamaica. So it beggars belief, my people, when PNP, who is the authors of violence in this country, and they're the ones who start bringing in the guns in Jamaica. PNP, they did it through Fidel Castro. They had a movement back in the day called the Brigadista movement, and they used to send people to Cuba, militants, and to go to Cuba and train to come back to Jamaica to practice, guerrilla warfare. So the Cubans started giving Michael Manley guns in Jamaica, and you guys would have remembered, I read that in the CIA redacted files. And they were killing labor rights. So Siaga had no choice, and he had to start, he's now dead. The history is what it is. We had to defend ourselves, and that is how we started bringing in guns to arm our people as well. If we didn't do that, I don't think there would have been any labor rights left in Jamaica, or if there were any, they would have to conform, and a Michael Manley relative would be running the country today, just like North Korea, because that is where Michael Manley wanted Jamaica to go. He wanted Jamaica to become a communist country. You see how the Castro them a rule for the last 60 years at Cuba? That's what would have happened to Jamaica. One of the Manleys would have been ruling Jamaica right now. They would have been born with that right to rule us. So if Papa Eddie never, start to bring in some guns as well, a lot of JLP would have died. And that is an absolute fact. And that is the history. That is the true history. See? Cochetta said, Marky British Slave Master. Millie Johnson says, so where are they getting all these guns from? They're coming from the United States. A lot of it, they go to Haiti, and then from Haiti into Jamaica. Because Haiti borders are not secure. And that is one of the reasons why our Prime Minister sent our military to Haiti to aid what is going on there, to stop the gun for drugs trade coming into Jamaica. And for the most part, it is working. Not only that, the government has gone as far as spending $100 billion in acquiring 6 naval vessels to patrol the seas, the high seas of Jamaica, patrol our border. So we have 6 naval vessels that goes around Jamaica on a daily, trying to stave off all of the guns and drugs that is coming from places like, Nicaragua, Colombia, Mexico, Haiti, and some of it come from Trinidad as well. See, so we are trying to patrol our high seas, and this government has spent the money in trying to put up, sonars and buoys, certain places in the water, strategic places in the water to trigger the Navy and trigger. We have also purchased 22 speed vessels from Metal Shark. These are fast boats that are propelled by about 6 to 8 engines, loads of horsepower, and I believe the JCF will be given some, but they are mostly for the military. We have also purchased 6 brand new helicopters as well, taking our fleet to 8, my people. So this government has purchased 6 brand new helicopters as well to help to patrol our high seas and to stave off a lot of this gun running and the United States has pledged to help us to scan barrels coming from the United States and try to stop the guns entering Jamaica. So this government is putting in the necessary framework, they're putting in the the necessary things to stave off all of these things. And we must keep them, my people. We must keep them. Somebody say, bull you talking, it was the Cold War. Well, me no know if fly over this, brother, your head. when me say Cuba started giving Jamaica guns to Michael Manley. Yes, it was from the Cold War. The Cold War never involved Jamaica. We weren't involved in the Cold War. However, Michael Manley inserted himself in it, and that is where the gun started coming in Jamaica. That is where it started from. So we don't need to go talk about Cold War and them something there. Jamaica wasn't involved in any Cold War. Michael Manley went and inserted himself in people business, and started taking guns and ammunition from Cuba. See? So know your history, Rashid Parker. Or go and sit down one side. See? So today we are seeing a brand new Jamaica emerging, my people. And I am excited for it. I am, I know a lot of people didn't live to see this Jamaica that is emerging. And one day, I know the Prime Minister have said that he will get murders down to pre-independence, because before Jamaica get independence, we used to record something like, maybe 50, 80 murders, and these were like disputes or domestic disputes or, two people are fight and one get knocked out. We never used to have no gun on them thing there back in the day time, they hardly. A man might get a one wild stab on. So it can go down to it. I can tell you that, there are places in the world, where murders are minuscule. We see probably about 80 murders or 50 murders for the year. There are places like that. And all we have to do is believe, my people. Many Jamaicans didn't believe that we could have get control on crime and violence. I did. And Andrew Holness did. And he have made a career out of politics. His only dream was to serve the Jamaican people. He left school, and leaving school, he came straight into politics. And he have been there since. And he is the one who came and is doing all that he can for the Jamaican people. There's more statistics, my people. We can get into the amount of grapes that happened in Jamaica last year up to this year. There's more statistics. So tell me if you would like me to get into those as well. If not, we can move on to something else. So tell me if you know what we talk about the grapes, that if you don't want to know how much grapes go on in Jamaica last year. We also have how many persons were injured as well. That's what we want. I mean, no bad mind people on here. Choose Jamaica. Charmaine, Millie Johnson, the cause of bad roads came from PNP. Don't come on here behaving like your party fix any road when they were in government. Stop looking through the bad eye. Exactly. So when the PNP was in government for 19 years, people, 19 years the government was not in any crisis. The world was not in any crisis. We never have no major disaster. America was in a bit of wranglings with Saddam Hussein when he invaded Kuwait. Other than that, the world was growing. Only two countries in the world never grew during the 1990s. Jamaica and Haiti. Only two countries. Even Afghanistan and Iraq, even North Korea grew in the 1990s, and Jamaica didn't. And we never have no major disaster. We never have no pandemic. We never have no world crisis. We never have no recession. The PNP, they are just dunce, my people. Plain and simple. They are not educated in finances. And in order for if you have anything in Jamaica, with finances have to be in order. See? You can't just go pick out a house and move in it. You have to have the finances in order to buy that house. You can't just go pick out a car and just go in it and turn the key and drive off it. You have to have finances in order to purchase that vehicle. So it is the same thing with the country. In order for if you have roads, with financials have to be in order. In order for if you have schools, with financials have to be in order. In order for if you have hospitals, or financials have to be in orders. And while I go on the hospital topic, 19 years. Just imagine how the population would have grown in 19 years. And not even a bed the PNP they not had to most hospital them. They did a bit of work, I believe, at the Black River Hospital. Is it the Black River Hospital or the Mandeville Hospital? One out of the two, they did some work. I believe it's the Maypen Hospital, sorry. The Maypen Hospital, they did a bit of work there. But what happened to all of the other places? Even the Savlamar Hospital. Many people don't know that the Savlamar Hospital, it was basically a health center, you know. It was not a hospital. It never had the equipment that it needs for like trauma, a gunshot wound, stabbing, all of these things. And this is why when you go to Savlamar Hospital, you end up on dead because you never have nothing. 19 years the PNP stayed there. 50 years altogether in Westmoreland. And they did not even upgrade Savlamar Hospital to a hospital and put in the equipments there to save lives in Westmoreland. The only major hospital, the biggest hospital in Westmoreland, Savlamar Hospital. And if you crash, you know, and went there with a head injury, in seconds you would be dead because there was nothing there to help to save your life. You know, this government is now putting in the equipments. I have seen the blueprint to build a complete new hospital, but they are starting on the right hand side of the hospital to build a new block there. They will open that in phase and they will shut down the other bits of the hospital and rebuild it. See? So this government is doing, obviously it's not going to happen overnight because PNP seems to think that because you're government, you're God and you just clip your finger. Even though their government never did it in 19 years, couldn't clip their finger and do it in 19 years. Somehow, these PNP, they expect labor right to clip their finger and it work start tonight and done in the morning. You know, so a hospital will take anywhere between 4 to 7 years to be built, my people. See, this government is spending billions of dollars in acquiring equipments. And for persons who want to see what is happening in healthcare, if you have an Instagram account, go on Instagram and type in Dr. Chris Tufton and just scroll upon his page. You will see all of the new equipment that is being bought. You will see all of the health centers that are being opened all across Jamaica, new ones and upgraded ones. You will see all of the equipments that are being bought for the Cornwall Regional Hospital and other hospitals as well. You know, can you believe that in Savlamar Hospital they weren't a CT scan machine? There were no machine there to, you know, in case you had a trauma. They had to send you either to a private hospital or you had to go to Montego Bay. This government has gone and put in one of those machines in the Savlamar Hospital now. You know, we were lacking in the pandemic, you know, oxygen machines. This government has gone in and put in several there now. You know, Savlamar didn't even have a backup generator, my people, in case current gone. Big hospital, and the PNP spent 19 years in government. So this government had to come, and in the 9 years that they have been there, they have to be building the country back from scratch. They have literally have to be doing every single thing to build the country back up. And what will happen here, should the PNP win? They would come and they would not have anything to do because this government would already have done everything as per usual. And then they would go in the NIR, spend out the money, them and their friend and thief up the money, corruption after corruption, scandal after scandal, and then mash up back the country. This is their MO, you know. This is what the PNP do every single time they come into government. We must not allow them this time around, my people. We must continue along this line. The Jamaica Labour Party is doing good for the country. They are doing great for the country, you know. And, you know, for the first time, we have reserve money in Jamaica. Emergency money set aside in Jamaica. We never had that in all of our independence. We never had that. Under this government, we have almost 6 billion US dollars, trillions of Jamaican dollars set aside. Set aside in case of an emergency. This government is the one that cares for the people of Jamaica and is doing what it can for the people of Jamaica. We must keep them. We must keep them. We cannot get rid of them, my people. We must keep them by the hook or the crook. Till this day, old Bucky 32, who went around Jamaica saying that the Prime Minister have 28 bank accounts, all the while him have 68, 32 of which are his personal accounts and the rest are business accounts. See? He went around Jamaica for 2 years telling people that the Prime Minister have 28 bank accounts while he have 32. You want a wicked a hypocrite man than that? See? We cannot allow the PNP to come back nowhere near the reins of power. We must keep them away from the halls of power. Whenever the PNP is in power, degradation, segregation, because they segregate Jamaica, you know. Them segregate we, you know. It is almost apartheid. where is either PNP or nothing. If you're a labor right, you don't get nothing. When PNP a fix the road, if half a road a labor right and half a PNP, then fix the PNP half. We're not seeing that under this government. This government just fix the whole road. You know, if it was the PNP who had the new social housing program and the homes for the indigent program, not one laborite would get a house. All the PNP would have gotten them. You know, hear me I tell you? Under this government, Andrew Holness is giving laborite and PNP homes because he's a prime minister that cares for Jamaica. And when PNP come on and say Andrew Holness a thief and in corrupt, and you ask them, say, okay, yes, in thief and in corrupt. No, tell us what in thief. Nobody can tell we. Him corrupt, alright, when corrupt with in statutory declaration, not declare. It is not his job to declare his statutory declaration, but because you are so dunce, the PNP tell you that and you believe. Eh? It is not his job to it is not his job to get his statutory declaration passed. It is the Integrity Commission job to do it, to certify it, sorry. See? Big up yourself, Paya TV. To certify it. Saying it is not his job. His job is to provide them with the documents that they asked him for. And he did that. And they are refusing to certify. Wanna look upon this now. Yesterday, some documents was sent to Parliament to be tabled in the House of Parliament as it relates to statutory declaration. Now, day before yesterday, a PNP official said that the documents were going to be sent to Parliament. How did she know that? Shouldn't the Integrity Commission be operating independently of Parliament? Is it not the Integrity Commission job to scrutinize and to certify all parliamentarians' declaration? There shouldn't be any partisanship in it. So how did a PNP official know from the day before that documents was going to Parliament yesterday to be certified? And we keep on telling the Jamaican people that the Integrity Commission, the non-Integrity Commission, because they have no integrity, they are there working for the PNP. They are part of the PNP apparatus. The guy that is called Stephen Lawrence, we done lives and here where he's in a intimate setting with Mark Golding. That shouldn't be. We know about Dayton Campbell's best friend who works for the Integrity Commission as well. So the PNP has proven time and time again that, you know, they are willing to do and to try to take power at any cost to the Jamaican people. They're in a business. Because an institution like the Integrity Commission, my people, that should be standing above the rest. Saying that should not be partisan, that should be standing there with the utmost integrity. An institution that any one of us should be looking towards to say, all right, then, if something untoward is happening in Jamaica, we should be able to trust people to carry out their function. But they have no integrity, my people. None whatsoever. But we're not going to really get into that any further because we're going to do a separate live based on that. And we need to call out Donna Scott Motley. It is her that came out and said that the Integrity Commission was tabling documents for Parliament, making it seem as if illegal had happened. You know, last year, Parliament recessed around this time last year. And it is the same thing this year. And now they are trying to make it seem as if the government is recessing Parliament because something untoward has happened with those declarations. It is an absolute disgrace that people can really trust these people to think that they are capable of leading this country. And I tell you guys, Jamaica will suffer greatly should the PNP come back to power because Donna Scott Motley are dunce, Damien Crawford are dunce, Andre Harton are dunce, Mark Golding are dunce. The mayor down at Savlamar, the deputy mayor down at Savlamar, me saying can't read a dunce. A big dunce people the PNP have. We don't see nobody there that is capable right now. If anyone want to see one leader in a PNP right now, no show me. Mark Golding is not a leader. Peter Bunting, who led a portfolio, tried and failed, he's not a leader. Damien Crawford is not a leader. Lisa Hanna is not a leader. She's the closest to a leader though. Me willing to work with she. Me can accept her a little bit. Dennis Daly, definitely a lead, not a leader. Julian Robinson, definitely not a leader. Philip Palwell, who has disappeared from the scene. When last time I see Philip Palwell? I believe Philip Palwell is taking himself away and working in his constituency because Philip Palwell know that they will lose. They will lose drastically or drastically. They will lose, and he's angling himself to take over the party to be the opposition leader. I believe that is what is happening with Philip Palwell. You know, and I have not seen Nita Garvey either. I don't know where she gone. She disappeared off I scene as well. You know, so I don't know, my people, but something is going on. But the PNP, they're not united. There's no leaders in the PNP today. There's nobody that stands out to lead the PNP right now. So the best bet they have is to either send back for PJ or send back for Mama P right now, because Mark Golding can't carry swing for the PNP, my people. He's not charismatic and he just look out of place and he look like a fish out of water. See? And the PNP has taken Jamaica to a new low. There's no integrity in the PNP. None whatsoever. They lie. They are willing to steal. They are willing to cheat. We see it in a Manchester where millions of dollars, taxpayer dollars missing. We see no money now spent on Westmoreland and collecting money from the parochial revenue fund. And look at the state of Lamar. Same thing in Hanover. You know, look at the KSAMC. These people, anywhere you see PNPSP, you find destruction, degradation, segregation, and dare I say it, apartheid. You know, and also we must have a bit of pride, Jamaicans. We must have a bit of pride in ourselves. We can't say we are a black nation and we have a black leader that is leading us down a correct path and we want to swap him out for a white one. A white one that is not from amongst us. You know, it don't make no sense. Mark Golding ancestry on both sides lead back to slavery. That means Mark Golding would have owned some, and this is why he behave. So Mark Golding ancestors would have owned some of us foreparents. And this is why Mark Golding behave like Jamaica is willed to him, like it is ordained to him. Me not like him, you know. I'm not afraid to tell you, you know. Me not like Mark Golding. Me hate him like a dose of poison. Mark Golding is only somebody at Jamaica who me not like. Me hate him like a dose of poison. Right now, me don't even mind lightning strike him. I so me not like him. And you know why? Because me see him come and him try to divide my people them at a crucial time in our history where our country is blossoming. Me hear Mark Golding, you know, trying to bring back the politics to the yesteryear politics, trying to bring back blood on the street of Jamaica. We have worked tirelessly in Jamaica to end political violence in our country. I will put an end to political violence, and I hear Mark Golding on a political platform saying that we must take it to the labor right them because them not gonna give it away so easy. They not gonna give up this so easy. And the junglists then give him a strength. And when you talk like that as somebody that want to lead our nation, imagine Andrew Holness say something like that. Everybody and their mama would have out wanting Andrew Holness to be removed. And Mark Golding, a white man that is not from amongst us, can utter something like that out of his mouth. You know? Talking about if you take it wicked to the labor right them instead of Mark Golding and say, yo, listen, elect me as Prime Minister and I will unite Jamaica and I will work with everybody, PNP and JLP. We don't hear him say that. He might try to divide we. And because I'm a patriot and I love my nation and I love my country, anybody when me say come and try to divide with me, hate them like a dose of poison. And that me see Mark Golding try to do. You see the morning after the local government election, I went on my live on TikTok that morning, and we didn't celebrate till the next day because we were waiting for the final count because Cliff Hughes had blundered. See? And because Cliff Hughes had blundered, look, confusion was in the thing, so we were waiting. But the next day, I went on my live. Although I was confident of victory, I know it was a slim victory. However, I was very upset that morning. And I said, at the end of the count that night, when Mark Golding realized that they lost, Mark Golding did not come and concede and say, you know what, the PNP put up a good fight. We almost had them. And that tell us that you know, we can give them a run for their money. Mark Golding came on the platform instead, you know, and tried to divide our nation further. And the very fact that Mark Golding refused to concede defeat, I said to my people on the live that morning, I said, listen, you see, if the general election comes and the general election is close, Mark Golding will say that we steal the election. Mark Golding will say that the PNP win the election. Mark Golding will refuse to concede defeat, and that will cause mayhem in Jamaica. We'll see political blood spill on the street of Jamaica again. And watch, anyhow we not vote decisively in a Jamaica for re-elect Andrew Holness, and the election is slim. Anyhow we election tight, remember something telling you, we are lose some of our family member them down in Jamaica because of Mark Golding. And because Mark Golding come to divide me, me not like him, me hate him like a dose of poison. Remember something telling you. But anyway, my people, you know, good life today. I hope, you know, persons who are listening have subscribed. I am going to end the live. I'll be live on TikTok this evening. You know, I am going to end the live here, my people. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And big up to everybody that has been here commenting and liking. Big up for all of the thumbs up. You know, big up to the 2 persons who sent me a gift as well. Send me a super thanks. Big up on yourself. Much appreciated. And I will see you guys, you know, tomorrow morning on here. But if you're following me on TikTok, you will see me on TikTok this evening. See? I've also done a TikTok live yesterday. I'm going to download it and post it as a video. And here we had a very good live last night on TikTok. So big up on yourself, my people. Much love and respect to all of you, Labour Right and PNP that is here listening. We are all one Jamaica at the end of the day. You know, and you know, PNP that has bad eye, we know we can't change them. But moderate PNP who is seeing the good work of the government, we're asking you guys to come on board, you know, and continue the prosperity of Jamaica. The PNP is not ready to lead this nation right now, you know. So tell your neighbors, to tell their neighbors that we are all voting for Labour. Show our Labour rights.